Hey everyone, Jeff Boutillier here. Welcome back to the channel. You know, one of the questions I get asked more than any other, whether it's in the comments section or out at a hunting camp, is about rifle calibers. It's a topic that can feel almost endless, a real rabbit hole of ballistics, grain weights, and deeply held opinions. It's a conversation that has been happening around campfires for over a century, and for good reason. The cartridge you choose is the connection between you and the animal you're pursuing. It's a decision that carries a lot of weight, both literally and figuratively, and it deserves careful consideration based on where you hunt, what you hunt, and who you are as a hunter. Today, we're breaking down the top 5 hunting rifle calibers. Now, this isn't just about my personal favorites, though I've got plenty of experience with all of them. This is about looking at the mainstays, the tried and true workhorses that have earned their place in gun safes and hunting camps across North America and beyond. These are the rounds that have consistently proven their worth in the field, season after season. They've put meat on the table for generations of hunters, and understanding what makes each one tick is fundamental knowledge for any serious outdoorsman or woman. We're going to go deep on each one. I'm not just going to read off some numbers from a ballistics chart. We'll talk about the history behind these cartridges, where they came from, and why they were developed. We'll discuss their practical applications, what they're really good for, from whitetail in the thick woods of the east to elk in the wide-open country of the west. We'll cover their strengths, their weaknesses, and the kind of recoil you can expect. By the end of this, you'll have a solid foundation for making an informed choice for your next rifle, or just a deeper appreciation for the tools of the trade. We have to start with the old man, the .30-06 Springfield. If you were to personify this cartridge, it would be your tough, reliable grandfather who fought in a war, built a house with his bare hands, and never once complained. Adopted by the U.S. Army in 1906, its history is deeply woven into the fabric of this country. It served through 2 world wars and Korea, and when those soldiers came home, they brought their familiarity and trust for the .06 with them into the deer woods and elk mountains. Its legacy is unmatched, and that history translates into one of its greatest strengths: availability. You can walk into just about any hardware store or gas station in rural America, and you're likely to find a box of .30-06 cartridges on the shelf. That accessibility is matched only by its versatility. The sheer variety of bullet weights available for the .30-06 is staggering. Running from light 125 grain loads perfect for varmints all the way up to heavy-hitting 220 grain slugs, capable of taking on the biggest, toughest game in North America, including moose and big bears. This is the definition of a do-it-all cartridge. It might not be the absolute flattest shooting, the fastest, or the hardest hitting in any single category, but it does everything so remarkably well that it's hard to argue against it. For the hunter who wants one rifle to hunt everything from pronghorn on the plains to elk in the timber, the .30-06 Springfield has been, and continues to be, one of the best answers out there. If the .30-06 is the grandfather, the .308 Winchester is the successful, athletic son who learned from his old man but carved his own path. Developed in the 1950s, the .308, or 7.62 by 51mm NATO in its military guise, was designed to essentially replicate the performance of the .30-06 in a more efficient, short-action package. This shorter case length means a shorter bolt throw, which can lead to slightly faster follow-up shots, and it allows for a lighter, more compact, and often more rigid rifle platform. This efficiency is at the core of the .308's appeal. It's a cartridge that punches well above its weight, delivering impressive performance with less powder and generally more manageable recoil than its parent case. Its popularity is undeniable. The .308 Winchester is one of the most popular centerfire rifle cartridges in the world, not just for hunting but for target shooting and law enforcement as well. This widespread use means that, like the .06, ammunition is everywhere and it's affordable. It's an inherently accurate round, which is why it's a favorite among precision shooters. For the hunter, this translates to confidence in the field. It's perfectly capable for any deer-sized game, black bear, and even elk at reasonable distances. It might not have the long-range horsepower of the Magnums, but for the vast majority of hunting situations inside 300 yards, the .308 Winchester is a superbly balanced, effective, and reliable choice. The .270 Winchester is a cartridge that has always been associated with one legendary writer, Jack O'Connor. For decades, he championed the .270 in the pages of outdoor life, and his experiences hunting sheep and other game in the rugged mountains of the West really cemented its reputation as a flat-shooting superstar. Introduced way back in 1925, the .270 is simply the .30 .06 case neck down to accept a .277-inch diameter bullet. This combination of a large case capacity and a smaller, more aerodynamic bullet results in high velocities and a remarkably flat trajectory, which was a game-changer in its day and honestly remains one of its defining characteristics. That flat trajectory is what makes the .270 shine in open country. For hunting animals like pronghorn, mule deer, or mountain sheep, where shots can be long and judging distance is critical, the .270 gives the hunter a little more room for error in range estimation. It shoots so flat that a rifle sighted in a few inches high at 100 yards can be held dead on, out to nearly 300 yards. Paired with a quality 130 or 150 grain bullet, it delivers plenty of energy for clean, ethical kills on medium to large game. It has a bit of a sharp recoil, more of a quick crack than a heavy shove, but most shooters find it very manageable. For the Western hunter or anyone who values speed and a forgiving trajectory, the .270 Winchester is a legendary and highly effective tool. Now we step into the world of magnums with the 7mm Remington Magnum. When this cartridge came on the scene in 1962, paired with the new Remington Model 700 rifle, it hit the hunting world like a lightning bolt. It offered hunters a significant step up in velocity and downrange energy over standard cartridges like the .30, .06, and .270, all in a widely available and relatively affordable package. The 7mm Rem Mag is all about stretching the distance. It's designed for big country, big mountains, and big animals. When you're talking about hunting elk, moose, or any African plains game where shots can easily stretch out to 400 yards and beyond, this is the kind of performance you want. The key to the 7mm Magnum's success lies in its use of high ballistic coefficient bullets. The long, sleek 7mm bullets, typically in the 140 to 175 grain range, retain their velocity and resist wind drift exceptionally well. This means they fly flatter and hit harder at extended ranges than many other cartridges. Of course, there's no free lunch in ballistics. That power comes with a price recoil. It's a noticeable step up from the non-Magnum rounds, and it demands good shooting form and practice to master. It also has a reputation for being a bit of a barrel burner. But for the hunter who needs the confidence to take a long shot across a canyon on a trophy bull elk, the 7mm Remington Magnum really delivers the goods. Last on our list, but certainly not least, is the .243 Winchester. If you ask 1,000 seasoned hunters what cartridge they started with, a huge number of them will say the .243, and for very good reason. Born from necking down the .308 Winchester case to take a 6mm bullet, the .243 is the epitome of a mild-mannered, pleasant shooting round. The recoil is so light that it's an ideal choice for introducing new shooters, young hunters, or anyone who is sensitive to recoil. This lack of a heavy kick allows a new shooter to focus on the fundamentals, trigger control, sight picture, breathing, without developing a flinch, which is honestly one of the biggest hurdles to overcome in becoming a proficient marksman. But don't let its gentle nature fool you. The .243 is a seriously capable and versatile cartridge. Loaded with light 55 to 85 grain bullets, it's a flat-shooting, laser-accurate varmint and predator round, perfect for prairie dogs or coyotes at long range. When you step up to the heavier 90 to 105 grain bullets, it becomes a fantastic deer and pronghorn cartridge. With proper shot placement and a well-constructed bullet, it is more than adequate for taking whitetail and other medium-sized game cleanly and ethically. It's this dual-purpose nature that makes the .243 such a valuable tool. It's a rifle you can use for prairie dogs in the summer and deer in the fall, all while being an absolute pleasure to shoot. So there you have it, 5 legendary cartridges that have more than earned their keep in the hunting fields. From the storied history and do-it-all capability of the .30, .06 to the modern efficiency of the .308, the flat-shooting nature of the .270, the long-range authority of the 7mm Magnum, and the mild-mannered versatility of the .243. Each one of these has a distinct personality and a specific set of strengths. The truth is, there's no single best caliber for everyone. The right choice is a deeply personal one, and it's about finding the intersection of the game you pursue, the country you hunt in, and your own comfort and proficiency as a shooter. A Magnum you can't shoot accurately is far less effective than a standard caliber you can place with surgical precision. The most important thing is to be honest with yourself about your needs. Don't buy a cannon if you're only hunting whitetails in the back 40. Conversely, don't take a marginal caliber on a once-in-a-lifetime mountain hunt. The goal is always a clean, quick, ethical harvest, and that starts with choosing the right tool for the job long before you ever step into the field. It's about respecting the animal enough to use a cartridge that you are confident in, and that is capable of getting the job done decisively. Spend time at the range, get to know your rifle and your chosen load, and practice until making a good shot becomes second nature. Confidence is the most important component of any hunt. Ultimately, this debate could go on forever, and that's part of the fun of it. These 5 are just the tip of the iceberg, but they represent a fantastic cross-section of what's out there. I'm curious to hear what you all think. What's your go-to hunting caliber? What's the cartridge that you trust above all others when you're out in the field? Let me know down in the comments. I read as many as I can, and the discussions you all have are one of the best parts of making these videos. Thanks for watching, be safe out there, and good luck on your next hunt.